now, chat. So hang on, raid. Trying to start a raid. How do I do this? Everything is wrong. You can hear both. Okay, there's double me. What do I do now? Did the raid work? Click OK. I don't have an OK. Just go offline on Vinesauce. Oh, all right. See ya. See you over there. How about now? Did it work? So okay, I'm live here, but did the raid work? Is my question. Dropped frames detected. Uh-oh. That's not good. Vinny, I don't think so. You need to click raid now, but Twitch chat doesn't appear on chatty. Now raiding Redvox band. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, the chat is a shit show. All right. Okay, chat. Sorry, this is I thought this would go a little smoother, but this ended up being a little bit of a nightmare. All right. I'm going to just do the thing. I'm going to show you the thing. I put together the video real quick. I should have had a graphic ready or something, right? I'm going to join via chatty because it's just easier to see. Like, this is, disconnect, connect, channel Redvox band. Okay, am I back, chat? Had a bit of a problem because I was dropping frames. I don't think it's an internet thing. I think it's just because I went live on 2 channels at the same time. Okay, we're going to do this now. So real quick, before we begin, I want to thank Mike, Joe, Bill for working on this album. We had guest appearances from Chuck Salamone on tracks 1 and 9. Our friend Gerald played percussion on track 9. And hi. So yeah, I think Joe, Bill, and Mike are here. Everyone did a great job on this thing, and I want to thank Great Sphinx, Eagle in Your Mind, Great Zot for helping put together the videos. Thank you all for giving the band a chance and for listening. Again, this is the second half of a double album, so I think it'll work nicely with Visions, on, you know, if you so choose to listen to it that way, or you can listen to it on your own. But here we go. Some new music. Here's the premiere.
When you think that you're ahead of it, I've been playing by the rules and I just can't get out of bed. I've been saying more than you, but I don't have any more left. Yeah, I'm a sucker and a fool, and I'm in way over my head. I'm on a different point of view, but I'm just so out of my depth. And I go. jump the gun. Really no time, living on borrowed time. Not until they see what you've been through. Never look back, never went back. Such a waste of life to allow you, unwound you, threw you to the ground. Now you choose to put them down. Never got time, never was given time. This is what becomes of those who ran. Never know why, never know peace of mind. Traces of the ones you left around you, lies those who should be out can they hear nothing said right, everyone choose a side. The advertising's free since they found you, crowned you, said your name around. Profound fools will want the same thing. How many days has it been now? Hard to tell. The sand, it stings and beats my brow, beats me down. The cool night wind betrays a sound, just a sound of stars. time to be extra cautious, a sigh of relief. But don't get thoughtless, I'm getting old, and you'll be older too. It's time to see what you created, resigned to be nauseated. Sit back for the show. They wanted the real you. It used to be less complicated when you're talking to me. Is it real or traded? And now I suppose you'll be going too. Keep it together, gotta keep it together. 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 Keep it The sun is up, but the sky is gray. The birds are flying away. sound that you could make. The right tune, clear a rainy day. It finds you like a dog that lost its way. Reminds you of the one that got away. It's time to look at what we celebrate. The tried fools who throw it all away. The ones who give some meaning to their pain. Remind you everything will be Thinking about the rain, about the rain, about the rain. I've been thinking about the rain, about the rain, about the rain. The time you give to something you can't fake defines you and the feelings you relay. It grounds you to a world that you create. Without you, everything's a bit more I've been thinking about the rain, about the rain, about the rain. I've been thinking about the rain, about the rain, about the rain. Without you, there's a price that we all pay. The sound you make. In the morning, at the window, yeah. In the morning, at the window, yeah. In the morning, at the window, yeah. In the morning, at the window. At the window. Like a scene from your old life, through a cold and distant light. There's a place, but there's no time. Take apart your shallow mind in a way you can't define, like a bullet from the sky. I know you can never get it back, so don't
Like I never know actually how to like say words after premiering something I worked hard on. I just said hard on for like a year and a half. Actually, this is the culmination of God, 2.5 years almost, because some of these were done. Some of these were written like 2.5 years ago, at least a little bit. And as long as I can dream, that last song you heard, we actually recorded that during the Visions sessions and just held on to it. So some of this stuff is not like brand new. I think Forgetter is probably the newest song on the album. But yeah, so thank you. The reaction was very positive. I appreciate that. So now listen to it with Visions and see if it works together. And the other thing I would say is, yeah, we'll probably talk about it. I'm going to try to get the guys in a call, but we recorded 28 songs total for these sessions for Visions and Afterthoughts over the past 2.5 years. And Me Oh Well was one of them, which was released already. That's like a B-side. And the other 7 are going to be used in the future. They might not just be bonus tracks. They might actually like be a part of a new thing at some point because they're good. They just didn't fit. You can see there was like almost a loose vibe we were going for with Afterthoughts. That's a little different from Visions. And some of the heavier rock songs we're gonna hold off on for a little bit. All right, let me see if the guys want to do a call. And we can just answer a couple questions and talk about the process. Also, thank you to everyone who made videos. Like, thank you, Zot, Great Sphinx, and Eagle. I think the band saw that stuff for the first time today, too. So, hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
What's up, Mike?
What's up? That was awesome. Good job on your video, your music video that you made. It was awesome.
Thanks, man. I did
It was really cool.
I did the last one too, but I used a lot of like the footage for the last one was like kind of a mix of other people's footage I had and just like I combined it into one thing. But thank you, man. And you did a great job on the album.
Oh shucks, thank you. You're stunning.
Keanu Wholesome, man.
Yeah, it was really trippy stuff. The visuals were like really yeah, drug type stuff. High on drugs. I felt high on drugs.
That's how you felt? Okay, because yeah, I would say there wasn't a whole lot of that involved in the making of, but
No, we're pretty clean as a band. We're straight edge, and
Yeah,
we brag about it all the time.
and we shower a lot too.
Yeah, clean and straight edge.
I think I have everyone here. Bill, you here?
I hope so. Hi, everybody. Hi, Jack.
Wow,
Hey, Bill.
that is some audio quality right there.
Oh, this is a very broken microphone, but hi.
It works.
It'll do. Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi.
Joe,
Yeah,
glad you guys could make it.
yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I just got home from work.
Well, I mean, considering what you do for work, Joe, you did a great job on this album. I'm really happy with it.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's a lot of
Yeah.
work, but I feel like it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, we worked really hard on this one, but Joe like burned a lot of midnight oil, and the mixes are great. And I just want to give a shout out to the bass lines, and also specifically the bass line on "Playing by the Rules," which people have noticed was a fantastic one. That's my favorite one on the album. So good job on that.
It's definitely hard
okay.
not to notice that, Joe. That killed me too the first time I heard it. I love it,
Oh,
man. Yeah, it's so
Sweet.
great.
Thanks,
Really fun to play to that, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a fun line to play
yeah.
too.
That turned out great. And Bill, we get Bill in once in a while. Bill's able to contribute.
Almost seasonal, yeah.
What's up, Bill?
Almost seasonally.
Almost seasonally. But Bill definitely did some good stuff on Saturnine and Sound You Make, and then scattered assorted stuff on a bunch of other stuff. But I would say, yeah, the Saturnine stuff and Sound You Make was phenomenal. So thank you for coming in seasonally, Bill, on your crusty microphone.
Thank you so much. Good thing I didn't record it on this mic.
No, good thing. But you hadn't heard some of these, right? Or you definitely hadn't seen the videos, but you hadn't heard some of the songs?
Definitely didn't see the videos. Videos are fantastic, and didn't hear some of these songs in completion. And well done.
Well, it's nice to keep a surprise even for a band member. It's kind of fun. Like, Mike, you heard most of this, but you didn't hear like the finished mixes. Like, that's the thing. Like, you knew the songs, but you didn't hear like some of the final mixes, right?
No, it was wild hearing stuff that I came in and recorded like
2 years ago.
I think in like one case 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
The last song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, As Long as I Can Dream was nearly, oh boy, that was 23 months ago. So that's a long time ago to finally hear your drums.
You know what's real cool?
Put together.
Hearing stuff that I did a year ago, and then being like, if I needed to do that right now on the instrument, I couldn't.
It would be a different drum line.
Yeah, because like I guess I was in a different place or whatever. I was practicing differently or something,
Which is cool too, because sometimes you get a better take on, like, we do that sometimes where we come back to something, or like we're not happy with, like, there's a guitar I wanted to re-record, and it's worth it. But yeah, you're usually in a different place and then you play different, but sometimes better.
Yeah.
Quick thing before we do a Q&A is I just wanted to mention, so Chuck Salamone of the Hylix soundtrack came in and did Sound You Make before there was barely anything. He's on there a little bit because there's so many different textures on that song. So we had like to choose what stuff. That's a song where things build from like a little bit to a lot. But you can hear him, like a lot of those lead guitar lines are him. And then I sent him Eminence, and he did like 4 solos that were fantastic. But we're sick bastards, so what we did was we cut them up and we put them in like random order, and then not random, but we put them together, and it ended up sounding really weird and really cool. I hope you don't mind, Chuck. I think it sounds awesome. But yeah, Chuck, thank you for doing that work. I don't know if you're here, but if you're not, we appreciate it.
I hadn't heard any of that. Like I heard basically the song without any of his parts the last time I heard it.
Okay.
And that just blew me away. That was awesome. So if you're hearing this, Chuck, thanks for bringing that to our project here, man. That was really cool.
Yeah, he did great. And also, like, for the type of song that is, like, it's like a weird one. I know it like cut a little bit. Like the song, like Twitch kind of ruined it a little bit for some people, but yeah, no, that was the perfect stuff for that song. Will there be an Afterthoughts Sessions video? No, we didn't record very much. It's kind of boring, but no, we don't. I'm sorry, we don't have that. But if you have any questions, we'll take them. What's up, Mike?
Didn't somebody take footage of us in the shower, like when we were showering that time? Did you?
No, I deleted that.
He
deleted that?
Was that when we were all showering together?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's just to show how clean we are.
Is there any other way?
Well, he said that Joe was burning the midnight oil, but what he meant was Joe was getting oiled up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I meant that either. Also, Chuck just said,
I'm sorry. All right.
That's okay. Chuck just said congratulations on a momentous album. Well, thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. And again, I hope you don't mind that we cut up your guitar. But it sounds great.
Both the performance and his actual guitar is cut up.
We destroyed it. We just like hydraulic press channeled it. Was the closing track to Afterthoughts meant to be a parallel to What Could Go Wrongs in a Dream? I tend to write about dreams a lot because I dream a lot and things come from dreams. It wasn't a conscious thing. I would say that the meanings of the songs are different, and the word dream can mean a couple different things. So not really, but also maybe, you know, like we tend to repeat ourselves a little bit. So why not? You guys want to field any?
I'm a very slow reader. I can't read this.
It's a lot. It's a lot. How much did Nortz get paid for his appearance? He didn't get paid. I mean, he just wanted some weed.
I thought we were gonna let him mutilate a few cows. Did that come to pass?
It didn't come to pasture.
Did-
Yeah, I had to. Favorite song to work on. So I can answer this and then we can all answer it maybe, but I would say my favorite to work on was Sound You Make because I got really into it. That's the only reason. I don't know. Joe?
Yeah, Sound You Make was really cool because there was a lot of, we were able to, it was fun to mix kind of like have a lot of like depth because of the instruments and stuff. But I enjoyed mixing Eminence a lot, even though I mixed it like probably like 15 times.
Yes.
But that making that like guitar solo thing, like chopping it up and using a bunch of different wild things was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it paid off. And Sound You Make, I remember being a pretty quick mix for you. Like you were like, just, it was there. You knew what you wanted to do with it and it paid off.
Yeah, man, that's because all the pieces were there. Everything, just kind of fell into place. That was a good one.
Mike?
I don't really know because again, it
was so
spanned
long.
it spans such a long time period. It's hard to say. I remember definitely having a lot of fun with those brushes on that one. Which song has the brushes?
I don't know.
Keep it together.
I'm shot.
Oh yeah, Keep It Together. Yeah, the end of Keep It Together. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean that was like the only time I used brushes in like years. Right. So that was just fun to get to mess around with brushes for a little bit. That was a good time. Sound You Make was fun because we had Gerald in the studio and we were all like messing around with different percussion parts and looking at different like patterns and stuff that we could do and stuff like that. And remember at one point, like me and Gerald were both messing around on bongos. Although my bongos didn't get recorded, we were just messing around with ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
But that was just a very that also I have to say that too. I remember that being like really fun to just have like me and another I guess percussionist.
Yeah.
Like just kind of shooting ideas back and forth with each other and kind of jamming together on because he did a bongo track, he did a djembe track. I know that's not how that's pronounced, but that's how I want to pronounce it. Okay, he did a djembe track, and then he did a shaker. There's a shaker on there.
Yeah, he did a shaker.
And then he did a bunch like a bowed cymbal thing where he used like a I wasn't there for that bit. Apparently that was samples he brought from home. So he didn't do that in the studio. But I'm just listing off things he did.
Yeah.
Some kind of weird cymbal percussion that he did at home. And the one thing that I don't think we ended up using this, but he did percussion on park benches. Do you remember that?
Oh
yeah, that's in there. But
that is it. It is in there though, right?
Yeah.
Where he was just like, I don't know, he was just like he went to the park and banged on some benches with drumsticks and like recorded a pattern. And then he did something where he recorded rain and put it through a something. Joe, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think he used a rain stick.
It was a rain
recorded that.
stick. Oh,
Yeah.
see, I thought it was actual rain because I was because I'm an idiot. So
No, Mike, it's fine. I honestly, when you said that, I was like, well, the song we talk about the rain.
No, it was a rain
stick filled with
stick.
rain.
Yeah, it's rain in there. It's a wet stick, moist
Yeah,
stick.
it broke a lot of microphones because they can't get wet.
Yeah, wet and electrocuted. Also, Mike played Tom Fills, so you'll hear the last chord, like the thinking about the rain part. The last one, he comes in to the end of the song. So I thought it was like I was adamant that we would all be on this track. And Gerald is great, by the way. Gerald's a really talented, nice dude. I promoted his stuff. He records covers of Final Fantasy music, and other covers too. Really, really talented dude. Really musical, and we were happy to have him on the album. But Bill, do you have any favorite moments or favorite songs or anything?
I mean, Sound You Make is a really nice slow burn, and it was a lot of fun to record. But I just remember bringing Saturnine home and like just like working on the demos, trying to figure out like different patches to put onto it, and just going through my keyboard and coming up with like a very like Metroid type of like sound to it.
Yeah.
And like it was just like one of those moments where it like where it just clicked and was like, all right, no, this is definitely the mood. Yeah. So like it was like a wonderful aha moment.
Yeah, and when you say Metroid, you know, like that's something I'm always down for.
Yeah.
But also, even though I did some synths at home, and you did a couple at the studio. We just recently jammed, and we had some really good, like, I don't know, that was a lot of fun, and you had a lot of cool sounds. Yeah. Like, yeah, when we get Bill, it's like glue. I don't know how to explain it, chat, but like Bill definitely can glue songs together, and his keyboard parts are like definitely making songs better. It's just, you know, got to get him there. Well, sometimes we'll you know, I'll be like, all right, I want to record some synth parts at home, and then, you know, we gotta get you in more for the next thing.
Your synth parts are pretty phenomenal, though.
Well, if I write the song, I can kind of figure out what I want out of the synth. But then there are times like Sound You Make, I knew I didn't want to like try to figure that one out. That one's like, all right, we all got to do something separate. And, you know, sometimes I know what the song, like there are certain things that I just hear. And then there are ones where, like Traces, that's a lot of me. So Traces, like that synth I did at home. And I knew what I wanted that song to sound like. And even then, when I brought it to Joe, we changed things, and Joe added like the guitar solo at the end, and, you know, the song got better. But then something like Sound You Make, it's like, all right, well, I have the general idea. Everyone else go nuts. Eminence was the same thing. It's like, here's the riff and a couple part ideas, and then everyone just threw whatever at the wall and just waited for something to stick. But I mean, the best idea wins, I think. Would you say that's about right?
Hey, what's good for the band, right? Or what's good for the song?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah, we try. I try not to let the ego of I wrote the song or heard it in a dream ruin the song if it's not working, you know? But sometimes if you hear something, like if you hear something in your head, it can be hard to get that out of your head. So, what do you guys got? Another question? Any more merch? I'm not even thinking about merch right now. I'm sorry. Any more collaborations? I don't know. Will you be touring? Yeah, the touring question. Listen, local shows maybe. Touring is a whole different thing. Ask again in a year.
Vin,
And-
I already bought the bus. I put a down payment on the bus. What
Well,
do you
then
mean? What do you mean? Ask him in a year.
We're halfway there then, because the bus is the hardest part.
There's a pooper on that bus. You know how much that costs?
Ooh,
I don't know.
you're doing well.
Dude, no, that's the first rule of touring. Nobody poops on the bus.
I already did a lot.
Oh, then I'm never using that bus.
You got one of them Japanese toilets on there with the bidet and everything? No?
All right, it's just a hole in the bottom of the bus. The poop hits the street. All right, it's not fancy, but it'll get the job done.
But that's your only exclusive bathroom that you use, though, right, Mike?
Hey, you didn't tell me that it just went in the street. Then it's all good.
Right?
As long as
That's
it's
what I'm
just
saying.
leaving the bus as quick as it's leaving your body, I'm happy.
Someone in chat said, Dave Matthews Band moment.
Oh my god. Look, if Mike had a bus, I'd poop in it. Will the song uploads be the music video versions? Yes. How did you make the Planets music video? That is Space Engine. Someone said, do you get emotional while doing these songs? Well, without getting emotional, the songs wouldn't be good. Like, yeah. I I mean, that's the point, I think. Unless it's something like Trolls and Goblins, but you know,
I want to say that definitely depends on the song, and I think where you are in the process of working on it, right?
oh, completely.
Because like by the time when you've listened to it like 50 times because you're trying to like, figure out your part or something, in my case usually, like in the beginning you feel really emotional about it, but then like, by the end of the recording it's like you don't anymore, and then you don't hear it for a week, and then like the next time you hear it you like remember all of those feelings come back, like that happened tonight when I heard a lot of these, for example.
It happened knowing that other people were hearing it for the first time. But yeah, after a while, the melody and like the things that you loved about the song when you first started writing, recording, you know, all that kind of goes away. Joe knows better than anyone. After a certain point, it's just data. Like you're
Yeah,
just
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
you're just sitting there like trying to get that hi hat 4% louder, and you don't even know if the song's good. It's like, is this even good? Should we just stop?
Yeah, at some point it's just fixing problems. It's just like trying to get it done and be like, yeah, just like putting pieces of a puzzle together just to finish it.
Right. And so that's why it's like you come back to it in a couple of years, then you can feel that again. But that's why
Yeah.
my favorite part of the process is writing it like easily, or like bringing it to the studio for the first time and showing Joe, the band, or jamming on it for the first time, and they like it. But usually the beginning is the best.
You know, I'd have to say, like, when we finish like the master, and every time like we sat there and just sat through that last run through
Mm-hmm.
has been pretty good, because up until that time, or at least, like I can only speak for myself, is just a lot of like, I don't know, a lot of like hyper focus and anxiety
Right.
that it is this work? Does this work? And then after you listen to it all together, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. You're able to kind of hear it as like a song again, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, once the pressure of like getting the problem solved is over, you can then enjoy it again a little bit. Someone said, are any songs sequels to songs on Visions? Not sequels, but the thematically, some of the lyrics are in the same place, because again, some of these songs were written at the same time, and I can't help but put whatever I'm going through mentally into some of this stuff. It's not all about me. It's not all about the things people think it's about, but sometimes those words get put in there because that's what's on my mind, and it's kind of like therapy. Someone said, I thought Playing by the Rules was a sequel to Winning the Most. And the thing is, you're not far off, but it's not a conscious thing. It's just, it's there. But, yeah. What else? Did you pull any inspiration from anything? Inspiration? Like, what do you guys like been listening to recently, maybe? Or, like for me, it's just whatever I was like. Tears for Fears was a big one for a little while there. Tom Petty I was listening to, a lot of Elliott Smith and shit like that. But how about you guys?
For me, I don't know. It changes like day to day, hour to hour. So it depended on what we were working on at the time. And then, if I heard something in an aspect of certain song, like kind of felt like it, some had some kind of connection for me with what we were working on. I don't know. I would kind of listen to more of either that band or that style of music or something. And then, I don't know, it would just inform what we were doing.
Yeah, that's fair. How about Bill? You have anything you've been listening to that you bring into Redvox?
I mean, my 2-year-old plays Ghostbusters about 18 times a day in the house, so Ray Parker Jr. is a staple. But actually, while this was recording, I stopped listening to a lot of like pop music or like lyrical music, and started listening like actually zoning in on like a lot of Koji Kondo stuff. Who, I mean, if you don't know, the name is the composer for like all the Nintendo hits, and Joe Hisashi, who does the Miyazaki music.
Oh, cool.
So, like, I don't know if that may have gotten a influence, maybe.
Neat. Mike, have you
Oh.
been? What have you been listening to lately? Anyway, the past couple years.
I've just been listening to like a lot of video game OSTs.
Yeah, me too. Truthfully, honestly, that's huge influence on me. It can't not be.
Yeah, obviously, and like just YouTube affirmations. Somebody said no. My answer is a lot similar to Joe's answer, honestly, because as a drummer, you're playing for the song, really. So like you come in and you like Vinny would show me a song, and sometimes he would have a part like that he would like program in the demo, and he'd be like, "Can you do something like that?" And I'd be like, "Sure," or it would be or he didn't say anything like that. And it was like, do what the song needs. So like Joe said, it's like, oh, well, we're going for a Pink Floyd vibe, but what am I going to do? I'm going to draw on, my experience of like listening to Nick Mason and seeing what Nick Mason would do. Or like, I think for that last song probably would have been like channeling Ringo a little bit for that, right?
Yeah, there was a
Like,
little Beatle-y thing going on in there, and there's like a tempo
Yeah.
change, and yeah.
So that, yeah, I guess that's my answer, kind of going to where you trying to figure out like where you're trying to go and just helping you get there as much as I can.
Yeah, and I should probably say that's something I can't tell you guys in chat how grateful I am. I told Mike this the other day, and I tell the band this frequently. I'm really lucky that I have people that want to help me see this stuff through. I don't discount that. Like, it's a really cool thing that people will hear my songs, and then say, okay, well, this is good, but what about this? And they don't mean it in a way of like, fuck the song because for one reason or another. It's like, no, let's make it better. And then they take it over the finish line and make the song better. And that is like a rare thing. I think that if we do anything right, and sometimes it's hard to feel that because, again, we're just recording music and sitting home. We're not really, you don't really see if you guys think we're cool, that's awesome, but we don't really see the effects of that on a daily basis. We release it, we see it on the internet, people like it, but we don't feel like rock stars or anything. But knowing that people like the music is great. But if there's anything special about this band, it's that everyone is committed to making this stuff as good as it can be. And I'm very lucky that I'm able to kind of chase my visions, I guess, or whatever.
You said the thing.
Sorry.
Oh man.
I don't know, Vin. I tell everybody at work I'm a rock star every day.
And do they
Do
believe
they
you?
believe you yet?
No.
You know why? I'm going to tell you why, Bill, because the term rock star has been used way too loosely in modern life. Like the
It's
way
an
people
energy
throw
drink now.
the way people throw that around, it's an energy drink. Like, oh, hey, you work in the mailroom, you're a rock star. Okay, that guy never touched an instrument. Okay, you know what I mean? Like get out of here. I think to be called a rock star, first of all, you have to perform music in front of a live audience, and it has to be rock music specifically. Okay,
It also doesn't. It also doesn't help that I'm peeing myself every time I tell them.
every time you what?
Every time I
time you-
tell them, I'm urinating.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they're seeing
That's-
that stain form in your pants, that's probably not helping.
No.
Honestly, that's probably the most rock star thing you do, Bill.
Just
You just
chan-
sitting there saying,
just
I'm a
channeling
rock star and pissing in your pants.
Channeling Ozzy Osbourne.
just keep drinking that Rockstar energy drink and peeing yourself on. That's like I probably told this story, but Mike, the first Davies Gray show we did at that bar, my fly was open the whole time.
On purpose.
Yeah,
bar,
it's on
near-
purpose, of course.
That bar near like the bridge up there.
No. The oh god, it was one of the other ones, but there was we were on the ground level of it. There was no like raised stage.
I know where that
And
was.
Someone was telling me after the show XYZ, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Examine your zipper. And then other people were like, hey, your fly was open, but you did that on purpose because you're a rock star, right? And I was like, yep.
I don't remember this. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
So that-
awesome because I got to rock out.
Yeah.
And anyway, it was fun.
But that was your baptism for live performance. Like you had your fly open and like your pee could like feel the air. Like that's wild.
No, no, not with a guitar in front of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
that makes me wonder, how do people see this? They were looking. They were looking.
Somebody must have, yeah, like deliberately snuck a peek behind the guitar.
God
Like,
damn
somebody was
these
trying to-
fucking people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
God.
dude, well, I stuffed with cucumbers like Robert Plant. I mean, I still do that to this day, even
Mike,
though nobody
that's
sees my
Spinal Tap.
crotch.
That's Spinal Tap. I don't think Robert
Wait,
Plant
and
did
then
that.
He
then you
did.
You sat behind a drum kit with that?
Yeah, Joe.
Must have been
It's not for the audience's benefit. It's for my own psychological benefit.
Right.
Wow.
Does that make sense? It's for me. It's not for you.
Yeah, it's exactly. You know, it's your secret. It's like when they say, "What
Yeah.
secret?" When you're an actor, what secret do you bring to the scene? It's like that's your character. Your character's got a big cucumber in his pants. I get it.
yeah, like Willem Dafoe size.
Confusingly large. Okay, so
Yeah.
we got off topic. We're a fun
Just got off
band.
the rails.
We're a fun we're fun, and like we like to have fun. What do you guys have as a
Fun.
question? Do you have what is the hardest song to play? There's stuff that we've recorded in multi-tracked that would be difficult to recreate live, but I couldn't think of one right this second. Where do you get your ideas from? Under the Queensboro Bridge.
There's a frog that lives down there that talks whenever Vin like takes acid, and it gives him all the song ideas.
You should write a song called Eminence.
Yeah.
Originally you said you weren't planning on music vids for Visions. What changed your mind from which both albums got music videos? Okay, so here's what I'll say about the music videos. I don't think we would do this again where every song got a video. It just kind of worked out when I asked Eagle to do some video stuff. They were willing to do a bunch of songs, and then Sphinx got involved, and then, you know, I made one. So it just kind of happened. But it was a lot of work, and they did great. Next time around, I think we would just do the videos for the singles. But it's fun to do like DIY videos to some extent, but it is a lot of work. And again, we don't really have so if you're expecting like us performing like in like a crazy setting, you know, that's a little harder to do, but you know, I can throw my alien around a little bit. Do you have any recordings of improved jam sessions? Yeah, we got recordings, but it's just us figuring out the songs. So I don't know if that would be fun to release. Any chance of old Davies Gray solo songs coming back in any way? Probably not. Maybe in the future I would play one live or something, but I don't think we'd ever re-record anything. That's my personal. It's always look forward, not backwards, you know. Will Rubber Band Man be a hidden track? Well, first I'd have to get the rights from Stone Temple Pilots. Joe, when you were growing up, what did you think of Rubber Band Man?
Oh, it was my favorite song. That was my introduction to Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I got high to that song, and my first kiss was to that song, so I definitely can't forget that song.
That's cool, man. Bill, did you ever did you ever cover Rubber Band Man or anything like that, or is it just a song you knew about and loved growing up?
Only in private.
You covered it in private. That's cool.
Yeah. That's it.
So we all love the Stone Temple Pilots, but especially that song. Yeah, we go all in on the bit. Do you ever put any goals on yourselves for songwriting processes? Sometimes it's good to have a little concept that you chase, but I think a lot of times you just kind of see where it goes and just work towards that. But I don't know. I think for Sound You Make, it was like, let's start small and build, and we took it from there. Let's take just a couple more. Have you thought about a compilation album? At some point, it would be nice to do a little compilation album of demos and some unreleased stuff, but I haven't thought about it any further. Vinny, if a song is crap, they tell you. Oh, someone was going to say something.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that just be a new album at that point? But we would just probably like that's the type of thing I feel like we would do. We would just be like, here's our next album, and it's just a bunch of stuff that like older stuff, right?
Yeah, well, I think it depends because generally I want to make an album that has a somewhat consistent theme musically.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so for example, like the song um, we did a couple heavier songs that
Yeah.
didn't make the cut, right?
Yeah.
I didn't
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like they would fit on this album, and so we still have those. But maybe they'll make it. I think let's say, listen, if there's 7 songs that haven't been released, it's possible 4 of those could make it to a new album, or 5, and then maybe we'll just have 2 as B-sides or something for, or and then we'll compile. So who knows? Vinny, did they tell you if the song is bad? Joe, what do you think? How do you go about
Yes.
that?
Yes. I mean, there's definitely been times though, I'll say, hey, maybe that thing. I've told you songs that I don't like,
Oh
or
yeah.
or things that I feel like don't work, or
Mhm.
part of the producer role too is like, I'll say, hey, that's a really awesome part, but maybe you should go back and reconsider
The
the
verse
bridge or
or the
something
bridge,
like
yeah.
that, or the verse, yeah, and then you usually have something the next day or within a week or something, and it's cool.
There were about like 3 or 4 times where I came in and like heard a song that was like halfway done, and I was like, "Oh, it sounded like this band or whatever," and it was like a band that like Vinny hated, and then I never heard the song again. The song was just gone off of existence.
That's a pretty good way to get anybody to not continue writing a song.
Bill, you come in and you just don't like the song. You're like, "Oh, bro, that sounds like Imagine Dragons. Bro, that sounds like
Exactly.
Decemberists. You know how I
All right,
love
guys,
them."
see you in 4 months. Hey, what happened to that song?
Oh, that song's
Vin.
been obliterated. It's been sent into the sun.
Vin, that's the best mumble rap song you've ever written.
Oh my god. Wait until you hear my album of mumble rap. You guys are gonna see the full range. No, they're honest, but yeah, Joe's nice about it. Mike has always been a very good supporter of my writing, but even Mike will tell me like it's not something he's enjoying as much as another song. But that's the thing is, if you keep writing and you have a bunch of different songs, you can't get too upset. I mean, it's good to know that you're writing good stuff, but not everything's gonna hit. So like, yeah, it's okay to write a shitty song once in a while, or even if it's not a shitty song. If we've gone 7 years as a band, 8 years as a band, and there's not at least some level of what I think is improvement, or like, yeah, we can put out a mediocre song. That's also subjective too, but sometimes you just know when it's not as good as another song, and that's okay. But yeah, music is super subjective. Maybe you guys would like some of my crappy songs. At least 3 of you would like my shittiest songs, guaranteed. So, at least 3 of you. 2 more questions. What's this? Opinions on microtonal. Gizzard does it good. I'm good listening to them. I don't want to do it myself. Joe, I have a question for you. In regards to recording. Just on a microphone level, like, do you have any specifics that you use to like mic my voice? Because I know you use a couple different ones, but like, how do you know which ones to use even?
It just depends really on the singer and the song. But for you've for the last 2 albums, I've tended to use like a tube mic. I don't know if anybody's into this kind of stuff, but it's like a warm audio version of like a U47 microphone. And I feel like that really works for your voice really well, unless we're doing something for a special effect. And then, I might try a different microphone, or it doesn't even matter what we're using, because I'm going to crush it up or throw it through a pedal or something like that anyway.
Which we do. We sometimes, we'll throw shit through a pedal, or record something and put it through. But I feel like we use Joe is really good with like a lot of what you hear is actually recorded off an amp. Like there's actual performance. There might be a couple fuck ups here and there, but yeah, there's some reality to it. And then there's some stuff that I do direct input. and do at home. I'll just throw a question at you, Bill, and then because I know it's late, and we'll just get going, and then one question for Mike. But Bill, are you still using the same keyboards that you've used, or do you have anything new that you've been using?
No, I still have the Roland Phantom and the Microcog XL Plus. But then, like, whenever we go into the studio, just like a regular controller and whatever VSTs Joe's has. And, he's got a lot of freeware. He's got, I mean, Joe, you would know better than me, but like anything that I would have sounds worlds better going through any of the amps that Joe has or whatever boards he has.
Right.
Guys, the micro Kullerg is so cute. It's like a little fella. It's like a little guy. It's like black and red too. It's like the band colors. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
That thing is adorable, and it sounds great.
It's just the right amount of beat up too. It's
Yeah.
like it's got a little bit of battle wounds on it. I like it.
It's a fun one.
Like, it's nice to know what works for you and to try a couple different things. I'll just say that guitar-wise, between Visions and Afterthoughts, I think we used every guitar that me and Joe own. Like, everything.
Yeah.
A 12-string.
Yeah, just about.
Fender, Les Paul, Supro is on there, fucking Gretsch, the Rickenbacker, my Gibson acoustic, Telecasters.
A Nashville high tuning one on. Definitely, we used that a couple of times
Yeah, that's somewhere in there.
on Vision. Yeah.
That 12-string is on the sound you make, right?
No, the
No.
12-string is mainly on Saturnine, and it's on LSR, and it's on a little bit of As Long as I Can Dream, and it's scattered. It's scattered throughout. Like we use it as like a kind of an accent. So yeah. And how about you, Mike? What are you using? Like because we bought a new snare that I kind of really like the sound of. That's been working out, but otherwise it's the same kit generally, right?
Yeah, it's Joe's Frankenstein kit that he's got at the studio. He's been working with those drums for years, so he knows how to get the best sounds out of them. He knows how to work with them. He knows what to do. I mean, I have drums at home. I could bring him in, but it's like, then why? Just yeah. So I just been using whatever the hell Joe has there. It's like some kind of, again, Frankenstein monster of all various drums, right, Joe?
Yeah.
They're like, some of them are like vintage even, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they're not. There's a couple of like toms that are from a Rogers kit, but everything else is like, a pretty like standard, like some kind of Yamaha kick drum and random snares, whatever we thought sounded good for a song, and yeah, and those Rogers toms.
And it's not a big kit either. Like you're not playing, like Mike isn't playing like a Neil Peart kit.
It's a 4-piece kit. And it's just a bass drum, obviously, and then we have the snare drums that we just swap out. Like sometimes, a song calls for a different kind of a like a sound or whatever. So we try the different snare drums until we like one of them. And then 2 toms, floor tom, rack tom, and I roll with the two. I like 2 different pitch crashes, a ride, and hi-hats. Obviously, that's how I roll. Cool.
And it works. And I guess last question to everyone: how do you keep the motivation to keep creating when things aren't going well? Are things ever going well? I mean, that is the motivation. Is that it's part of why I keep going. Is it helps. So that's where the stuff comes from, and that's why I keep doing it. How about you guys?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much sums it up. That it is. When things are bad, or kind of like more of the impetus to just like dive into it harder, as in a lot of respects, it's like an escape, or it's just a way to get those feelings out. I'm not like a great person with words all the time, so
Yeah.
sometimes just playing an instrument, or even just mixing something can, I don't know, just gets me going.
Yeah, just walking into the studio is enough of a catharsis. Like, you know,
Sorry, I played a bit of a song by accident. I was loading up the YouTube. Yeah, I mean, when you get in there, you're same for me. Like if you get into the studio, it's then you're in a different space and you can enjoy yourself and play.
It feels really, for me, it feels really good to be a part of something. And it feels really good to have a creative outlet like that. It kind of gives me a little bit of purpose, you know. And I think that's it's cool. I really enjoy doing something collaborative with people that I like, and making stuff. I just like making stuff. It's fun. It feels good. And it helps me. Yeah, it helps me just kind of keep busy and keep distracted. And I have a lot of, I think all of us actually have a little bit of, anxiety to degrees, and it's something that helps us, so it's something that we could focus on that distracts us from the bad stuff, the bad thoughts, the bad things that we don't like, And that's not saying that even personally, like my life is so bad that it's an escape or something like that. But it's
No,
kind of like
it's the human condition.
yeah, like a robot needs a function, like we need something to do. And not only that, but I poured so much of my life into learning this instrument. I would like to use that. I don't want to stop playing.
Right.
I want to keep going forward with it. So there's that too. It's like, well, if you give up on drums, if you give up on music, well, you wasted your life. Kind of, like that too. That's a thing I think sometimes, right? Like, why did I spend all this time like learning this instrument if I'm not gonna actually play the damn thing? Does that make sense?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I also would say, and I'll end it here because the album is now out. If you want to re-listen, the videos will be uploaded tomorrow. I need a break, but the full video is up on the channel now on YouTube. What you just saw, but no, Mike's right, and the existential kind of shit. And like,
we're getting older.
Yeah, and leaving something behind that's worth it. Like, it's great to put out a video of me playing a game or doing something silly, and I enjoy that very much on a day-to-day basis. But I like the idea of working on something for a year and a half, really putting care and attention and detail into it, and then releasing that. It's worthwhile. It's something worthwhile. So it's something I will continue to do, and I think we all will. And if we have any new future things to tell you about, we certainly will be here. But thank you, everybody. Gonna wrap up. Thank you, everyone that contributed to this album. Thank you for listening, everybody, and continuing to support us. I can say that you've made it possible for us to continue doing this, and also to get merch and vinyl and stuff. And as a result, we'll keep making more, and I appreciate it like a million times over. So thanks for giving it a chance.
Let me also just thank everybody for listening, of course, obviously. Thank you guys. And I want to thank the people who worked on those music videos just personally. Thank you guys. They're awesome. Thanks for doing that for us.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, good night, guys. Good night, Joe. Good night, Bill. Good night, Mike.
Good night, Joe. Good night, Bill. Good night, Vin. Good night, Moon. Yeah.
Good night, Mike.
good night, Mike.
Yeah,
Good night,
guys.
Vin. Good night, Joe. Good night, chat.
Good night, everybody.
All right. See you guys whenever we do another album. Bye.